We're here at the Kasarani Stadium where Tennis Kenya is celebrating 100 years of existence. So welcome to this edition of Radull Live, and joining me now is the president of Tennis Kenya, James Kenani. First of all, James, how are you doing?
Good.
So good to see you. So good to see all these young people playing tennis here today. First of all, congratulations on 100 years of Tennis Kenya, and congratulations on recent success of Tennis Kenya. I know it's been something that's been building. First of all, tell me about what's happening here today.
Today, we are sort of dedicating the 24 courts that we intend to build at this stadium here in Kasarani. Government kindly gave us 10 acres of land, and we broke ground some time back, but we were not quite ready to get started. But now Tennis Kenya, together with our supporters, our government of Kenya, the International Tennis Federation, are now ready to support this program and provide courts that are world-class.
World-class court, and it's so long overdue. It's so long overdue. We should have had these courts a long time ago.
I remember I joined tennis several years back, a lot of years back. Even at that time, we were crying to the government to give us courts, to give us land. President Moi actually gave us land towards South P. And then some land grabber must have come and built houses there.
Story of our lives, unfortunately.
But finally, President Uhuru gave us the permission to have this facility at Kasarani within this perimeter wall. And we are excited that we are going now to change tennis in Kenya.
What type of court is this? Because I understand we've been training on the wrong type of surface, and that is something that has limited our development of the game.
That is correct. Like everything else, there have been development in equipment. You see, the kind of football that you play this time is not the one which used to be played 20 years ago. It has changed. It's got its own dynamics. So do the balls of tennis balls and rackets. Now, and even the surface on which tennis is played, including the courts. Right behind me here, this is just the latest development, whereby we have a very soft ball, and you can play it anywhere. What is called mini tennis. But really professional international tennis, professional tennis that you can go for, requires that you have a good grounds. The courts in Kenya have marram for their surface. I actually don't know of another country
that has marram.
Yeah, that has marram.
So
courts.
It's obviously, I mean, you train in marram and then you go and play on something else.
Yeah, you play on
hard
court.
That just shows how good our players are if they're getting results, yet our facilities are a little bit limited.
Yeah, actually that shows a capacity which is within us. It's lying potent. Once it's released, people get proper surface, they get proper support, proper investment. Kenya is a blessed country in terms of athletes. Our athletes are actually respected worldwide. So I was not shocked when Angela, the first Kenyan to win Wimbledon.
Amen.
Yeah, it has happened. And we are really excited. Now, 100 years ago, at Nairobi Club, the Wazungus who are here set up Kenya Lawn Tennis Association. That's around 1922. Now, since that time, tennis has been growing, but the facilities are lacking. I would say up to this stage, 100 years in, Tennis does not have their own courts. There are no public courts in Kenya.
These will be the first.
The courts that are there, because of the good relationship between our clubs in the country, members clubs. We are actually domiciled at Nairobi Club. Kindly, as a result of the kindness from Nairobi Club, they appreciate. And I like to appreciate that. So, but this time, we are ready to, that's a tennis ball.
We're in a tennis court, we're in the makeshift part.
But for the first time, we are going to have 24 courts. And our intention is that these courts will be used intensively, particularly during school holidays. When we can hold camps, we get kids from all over Kenya. We have a program where whereby we have been going to the counties to activate tennis. But we lacked funds, and so right now we are not doing that. But we do believe that we shall receive support. We shall continue asking for it to go out and register tennis players.
What has, because I look around here and I see so many of these young children playing, this is so encouraging. What influence has Angela's success had on the growth of tennis in this country?
Now, in brief, we have what is called JTI, Junior Tennis Initiative.
Yes.
That's a program where kids who are 4, 5, 6 years old are introduced to rackets.
Yeah.
They are introduced to the tennis ball, like what is taking place here. You notice these rackets are not standard.
Yes.
They are small.
Yeah.
That ball is very slow, so that they can reach the ball and play. It can be played anywhere, even on grass. No problem. But when they outgrow this age, they go now through serious coaching. We have qualified coaches. By the way, we have grade 3 coaches who are grade 3. That's among the top in the world. And in Africa, there is no country which has top 3 coaches like Kenya. Yeah.
So we've also managed to develop our coaches, because it's so hard to develop a game if your coaches have not been developed as well.
Yes, like in schools, since we only have a coach whom we send, he's not domiciled there, he teaches teachers. He coaches teachers.
Coaches teachers
yes.
to coach tennis.
To coach tennis. That's how it began. And that has been very successful.
Recently, we went to Rwanda. Massive success in Rwanda. Tell me about that.
I think it's as a result of Angie. Now I can come to your question. When Angie did what she managed to do, because she started early in the year.
She started with the Australian Open, yes.
By going 3 rounds in the Australian Open.
Yes.
For the first time, a Kenyan did that in Australia. They said it can be done. I would like to tell you that International Tennis Federation, when we meet in annual general meetings, the name of Kenya is always mentioned.
Fantastic.
Yeah, like we've just come from Glasgow in Scotland, where we had an AGM. They are excited about what is happening in Kenya, and they are saying they want it duplicated all over. If we had those courts, we are going to be Africa champions.
Because we had Angela winning singles, she won doubles, we had the lady winning the wheelchair edition of the Rwanda Open.
Yeah, that's another area. In fact, I happen to be the chairman international committee that deals with wheelchair tennis. So we recently introduced it in Kenya, and our wheelchair players are among the best.
In Africa?
They are good, yes.
Yes.
So that's why this talent lying idle, let's exploit it. By the way, once we get our tennis going, like we have already started with the WTA, the World Tour for the women, we held 2 events. Just 3 weeks ago, we were at Karen Country Club.
Yes.
And if I recall correctly, 19 countries in the world sent players to play in Kenya. And that's basically the first one we have seriously held.
That's a show of confidence.
Yes, they show that if they come to Kenya, they'll have facilities. Then we take advantage of their coming. We get magical Kenya, the tourism industry, and they go there. Of course, they pay at the gate. Yes. So they are giving us dollars. So they're helping the economy. Sports tourism.
What is your wish list for Tennis Kenya in terms of support from government, support from corporate, support from fans? What is your wish list?
I like to
and then support from parents as well to let their children play.
My wish list actually is to bring it to the attention of Kenyans that in order to succeed, you must invest. If you don't invest in players, if you don't invest in infrastructure, you just participate. You will not win. And Kenya is not used to losing. We are used to winning. So for everybody, there are times when we are so desperate that we need to send our players. The money isn't coming through. We talk to their parents. We have a very good relationship with them. And they actually pay airfare for their children to go out there and play. And I'm very thankful for those parents. They are also giving their children the opportunity to go out, and not all books are no play. They say it makes Jack a dull boy. Yeah. So
it's fantastic to get parents who can pay, but imagine the parents who can't play and yet they're talented children. So I guess you also want corporates to step up and partner with you as well, so that all children can get the opportunity.
We shall appreciate those corporates today. We shall name them, we shall reward them, because they have been with us.
We shall ask them for more.
Yes, obviously, it's never enough. It's never enough. But the story has actually changed since Angie took world stage by storm. There are more people that are interested talking to us about Angie.
Partnerships.
They are willing to partner with us, and we are truly grateful. But the biggest story today is that we are shortly, I think as early as next week, we are starting to till this ground.
Construction is starting.
Yes, we are going to level this ground, and we shall have hard courts. They'll be world class. And I can tell you, sports tourism will go up. You know, if you look at Egypt, the whole year they have tournament going on. There's no reason why we can't do that in Kenya. And Kenya is much more comfortable to visit. It's not as hot. If those who are looking for heat can go to the coast. Those who are comfortable with this beautiful sun, blue sky,
can come here.
Pleasant people, and because Kenyans are very welcoming, they can come to Kenya and enjoy.
Actually, I've seen Egypt with their Wadidegla programs, which they've spread. If you go to Egypt itself, they're all over.
Yes.
And then they brought it here. They brought the concept here as well. But it just shows that you need the investment at every level to strategically grow your sport.
Correct. And there's something that's unique in tennis. When these children grow and they are introduced to tennis at an early age, they call the ball in or out. So the opponent is on the other side of the court. The ball has landed. Someone is wondering whether it's outside the line or inside the line, and they call out when it's in. Then, you know, people do check and say that ball is good. So the children learn to say the truth because they have to make those calls. We can't have a referee all the time to referee each and every play. So children learn to be trusted. And I think that's
so there's
good.
Some life skills you can get as well.
Yes, there are life skills. It's total. We look at it holistically. We also talk about God to them, or the Muslims will talk about Allah. Yeah? So children are taught everything as far as life skills are concerned, their spiritual outbeing, their physique, because then they have to be strong in order to play, making sure they eat the right diet, they don't eat too much and then have a public opinion. You know, all that kind of thing. We love it. It's really fun working with these kids.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, James Kenani, the president of Tennis Kenya, for telling us a bit about this. Congratulations on 100 years. I keep saying this is one of the federations that needs to give lessons to other federations on how to manage your sport. I'm sure you have challenges, but you managed to overcome them within your...
Let me give you the answer. The secret behind our success is teamwork. Now, I have a council of 12 members. 6 are ladies or women. 6 are gentlemen. So, balanced. And even we were cited by the ITF when we were in Glasgow the other week. No, 3 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, that was 3 weeks ago. That we are actually setting the roadmap, and International Tennis Federation is now following our footsteps. They are going to have board members, lady board members, joining, because actually they blend and work very well, and I'm very happy. I've got a very tight-knit, well-knit,
committed.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, we are paid nothing. Yeah. We volunteer. Yeah. For the love of the game and for the love of our country, we volunteer, and we are happy with
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you very much for also coming and supporting us.
Thank you. Absolutely.
We are happy.
You deserve this.
We are very happy.
Well done. Thanks for talking to us.
Sawa.
Bye-bye.
You've done it.
Cheers. So you've heard us speaking to the president of Tennis Kenya, James Kenani, who's given us an overview of what's happening here today. Now I am with Angela Okutoyi, yes, the Wimbledon junior champion. You know, we can say that. Rightfully so. Angela, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
You know, Angela, the last time we spoke, or rather the last time we sat down for an interview, you hadn't even gone for the Actually, you hadn't even gone for the Africa qualifiers that got you into the Australian Open. What a whirlwind year it has been. Just summarize it for us in terms of how you feel.
So personally, I feel great. I'm humbled, and I'm really happy that I got the chance to actually travel into the 4 Grand Slams. And
4 Grand Slams, wait, 4 Grand Slams.
Yes, and my year has been really good. I'm happy about it, and I'm happy that I finished the year with a win in Rwanda and with a career high of 49.
Career high of, actually that was fantastic. Recently in Rwanda you got singles and doubles.
Yes.
Was there really any competition?
Yes, there was. Yes,
there was, but what would you like to say to Tennis Kenya in terms of how they have helped you develop over the months and be able to attend more competitions?
First is gratitude. I really want to say thank you to Tennis Kenya. They've really supported me, and they've actually tried and paid for most of my tournaments, my visa application, balls, a lot of things. So I really want to say thank you to them, because if I was doing it alone, it's really tough to do it alone. But having a federation behind me, it was a really good thing for me.
A federation that works. In Kenya, that is
yes.
A federation that works. Tell me about the scholarship you've managed to attract. And when are you leaving?
Okay, so I got a scholarship at Auburn University in Alabama, and I'll be leaving in January 1st.
What are you studying?
I'll be doing business management, but I'm trying to do 2 majors, so business management and apparel merchandising.
That's fantastic. You were telling me earlier, and I don't know where your sister is. You were telling me your sister's also managed to get a scholarship?
Yes, she did. Yesterday.
Yesterday. That's fantastic news. So she'll also be going to the States?
Yes.
And studying as well while playing tennis?
Exactly, yeah.
What are your hopes and dreams in terms of what you want to, where do you want to go with tennis?
Well, for me, ever since I was young, my future goal has always been winning a lot of Grand Slams, more than Serena. Yes, and I believe I can do it. And also becoming the first Kenyan to do that, and becoming world number 1.
World number 1. At what point do you think you can break into the senior competition? Because if I'm not wrong, you're already 18, yeah?
Yes.
So for how much longer can you play in juniors before you get into seniors?
So junior starts when you're 13 and ends when you're 18. And the senior starts at the age of 14 until you retire.
So
yes.
Now you're going into the senior competition?
Yes.
It's crunch time.
I know.
Today, launching the first public tennis courts in Kenya, and I understand they're going to be state of the art. What does this mean to you, who's been training on, you've been training on Maram,
yeah,
and then playing on a different surface when you go for international tournaments?
Yeah, actually this means a lot. At least for our first time we are having a public tennis court here in Kenya, and I believe this is going to go a long way for all the players out here. And also for me, because yes, it's true, I've been practicing on Maram. It's not the actual clay court. And I wouldn't say it has been tough, because when you practice in Maram, it actually gives you a higher standard. Because, yeah, exactly, because it's not the proper clay, and you're actually training in it and winning in that court. So at least, yeah.
So what's your first tournament next year?
So next year, my first tournament, I believe it's the college tennis tournament. Yes.
And you're gonna smash that through the park?
Yes.
What's the name of the lady who won the disabled competition in Rwanda?
Jane.
Jane?
Yes.
I need to try and get her, because that's just a fantastic
She's
story.
here.
Well, when you see all these kids playing, when you were this young, was tennis this vibrant? Because I think you've had a hand in all this.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it was that vibrant, but I would say when I was young, I can't really recall, but I know.
Young, but younger.
Younger. I would say there were a lot of tournaments back then compared to now, but at least now it's catching up. There are a lot of tournaments now. But when I was younger, I would say there was a lot of tournaments, yeah.
All right, well done, Angela. Thank you so much for speaking to us. And I wish you all the best in your college tournaments when you break into the seniors.
Thank you.
That world number 1.
Yes.
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
Yes.
Thanks for talking to Radull Live again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. out goal!
Yeah.
Well done.